Side here. Turn my volume up. I'm mixing it up today. I stepped out of the SF Live studio because it's too nice of a day. And I don't know how many more days we're gonna have like this. Let me see here to see comments come through. Okay, it's fantastic. You guys, we're on episode 196 of SF Live. My name is Ben Hartley with Style and Story Creative. That's the photography studio that we run here in Columbus, Ohio, as well as Six Figure Photography. I make these videos, 196 of them now, as often as possible, in order to show up, help you guys out, help you guys grow your business is the ultimate goal. There's some really cool stuff happening. I'm heading to Seattle on Sunday to be an instructor on Creative Live. I can't wait for that. And so I've been announcing that over the last few days. But yesterday on episode 195, I asked you guys what you wanted to talk about, pretty much, right? This is the joy of live content, is I get to have a dialogue with you guys. And so I asked you guys, what do you want to talk about? I'll dedicate today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to you guys. Whatever you want to talk about, let's dive in. And so there's a whole bunch of ideas on there, and I grabbed one here. Let me see. My phone is so broken. It is so jank. And so I'm trying to navigate here my broken screen a little bit. Let's see here with comments. All right. Let's see. I can't see where that stuff is. Okay, cool. Well, I can't see comments currently on my phone. My screen is just, it's too busted. And so I'll have to deal with that. But look, I was asking you guys what you want to talk about. And Stephen Kim, I believe it was Stephen Kim, put an interesting question out there, wanting to talk about tonality. Tonality and voice. How do you use your tone to get people excited about you? I wrote down his question. See what this. He said, how do you use your tone of voice to get people excited about you? How do you use your tone to get people to remember you? How do you use your tone to get people to talk about you? I'm going to turn this around just for a little bit here, Stephen, because, well, let me get out the light. The first answer is this. You have to, people are going to reflect what you give back, but you also have to reflect what other people give you. You've heard this before. You pick up the phone and you have to be smiling. You have to be engaged. You have to be enthusiastic. So that's like a part of it. But really, how do you get people to be excited is you talk about them. How do you get people to remember you? You talk about them. How do you get people to talk about you? You talk about them. I think this is one of the biggest disruptions when people say, I've tried calling couples before. I've picked up the phone and I've called leads. I've picked up the phone and I've called potential clients and it hasn't worked out. I'm better off emailing them. I think one of the there's a number of factors that go into that, but one of the number one things that goes into that is that you find yourself picking up the phone and just talking about you and talking about why you're a photographer and talking about the way that you do things, rather than spending time and energy and intentionality talking about them, asking them questions about them, things that they're actually going to get excited about. Look, a bride doesn't give a rip. She's not going to get excited about your new camera. She's not going to get excited about the way that maybe you photograph things. She's going to get excited about the things that she's excited about already. Well, I'm going to play. I want to invite that opportunity, and I want to learn and understand what she's already excited about, because then my entire conversation is going to be positioned around that. There's a fantastic marketer. His name's Jay Abraham. Jay Abraham talks about how he was at a hotel at a conference, and he was up pretty late, hanging out at the bar, at the hotel bar, and he got into a conversation with the gentleman and asked him some questions, and then it finds out, he goes on to the story, maybe I'll drop a link down below. He discovers he was a pilot, and he keeps asking questions about that, and long story short, there's a number of drinks that take place during this entire time, but when the conversation's all said and done, they stumble their way back to the elevator, and the man he was talking with kind of leans up against the door and says, "Remind me one more time of your name. You are the most interesting man that I have ever met." And then the doorbell the elevator dings, and he goes up and he leaves. And Jay, this amazing marketer, Jay Abraham, he's thinking to himself, I literally just spent the last hour and a half asking him questions, and digging deeper. I think one of the biggest things that you can do to get people to remember you, to get people to be excited about you and to get people to talk about you, is to actually dig deeper. Like it's one thing for me to say, tell me about how you got engaged. It's kind of a lazy question. You could start with that, and if you're welcome to start with that, but you have to go further. You have to dig deeper. You have to actually be intentional and willing and interested to learn more about the people that are on the other side. And so I think that's the other part of it, is it's not enough just to ask the basic questions. You have to really be intentional and dig deeper into what people care about, what gets people going. And so I think that, I mean, look, if you want to be remembered, then what's the phrase? There's a phrase, actually. There's a saying. In order to be interesting, you have to be interested, right? That's the key. Like, that's the key. Everything else, I think, is a bunch of like rules and fluff that if you don't understand the empathy behind it all, like it won't work. Like I could tell you all the tone of voice, and this is how you close, and this is when you elevate your speech, and this is when you bring it back down, and this is when you sympathize and you empathize and you disarm, and this is when you stand firm with authority, and there's all that kind of stuff that goes on. But if you don't just have empathy, and you aren't genuinely interested in the other person, then no one's going to remember you. No one's going to be excited about what you do. It's just going to fall on deaf ears, right? And so empathy is the key. All the rules of tone come after that, and it's actually much more what's the word? Reactive, natural. Than anything once you actually start giving a shit about people. You give a shit about people, and you get excited, and you raise your voice when you need to raise your voice, and you calm yourself when you need to calm yourself, and you hold authority when you need to hold authority, because you actually care about the person, right? Someone just called me. All right, guys, I got a lot to do in preparation for Creative Live. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And keep them coming. If you guys, I'm still open to things. There's a ton of ideas that hit yesterday. If you want to talk about more ideas, I got tomorrow, Wednesday, and I got Thursday set aside for you guys. And so whatever you want to talk about, drop it in the comments, right? Let's have a conversation. Tomorrow, I'll make sure to be in the studio so I can see comments come through. I apologize. Was not able to see comments come through today. And so drop them down in the comments below. I'll review it. I'll check it out. I want to just have, I want to give you guys whatever it is. I want to talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about. So drop it down below. I'm going to get out of this ivy patch. Isn't it gorgeous, though? This ivy patch. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.